Shammi Vlogs will teach you how to not suck at making content. Prasad is fascinating to watch because this charismatic orchestrator and general master of ceremonies, Shammi Prasad, is an expert manager of people. And that specifically is why I recommend you stay with me to the end, because I think I've discovered the holy grail of content house videos, and the guru is Shammi Prasad. Watching Shammi crack the whip and keep all the ducks in a row holds an almost hypnotic sway on the viewer because he does it with ease, but he taskmasters harder than hard can get. There's nothing you can say or do to get out of doing a challenge if it's for the vlog. You're going to make memories whether you like it or not, and it's in this commitment where the lessons begin. The content house formula is a tricky and complicated beast to manage. The personalities involved, working in close quarters, combined with the inserted tension required to manufacture content in the house can get challenging. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a never-ending source of amusement. But as many fallen content houses along the way have discovered, there is a special ingredient needed to make the content house formula work. Channels like Team 10 with Jake Paul and the Alyssa Violet controversy. Rule number 1, no chicks, or at least no attachments. Jake Paul is not someone I watch regularly, but when that blew up in 2017, even I had heard about his jealous rants and tirades. An attachment in a content house does not make money. Another example is the Vlog Squad, and I know in this case they are just a group sans the house, but it's exactly the same problem. Many people creates a power vacuum, and if there is not a designated and respected lead role, then you get the too many chiefs crisis situation. David Dobrik built a huge platform and attracted hundreds of people who would do anything to work with him because of the pre-existing audience. But as they say, it takes a man to ride a horse, or something.
Your head! Oh! You fucking deserve headshot! I was so confused. Oh, look at my head. I was unconscious for about half a second. Yeah, look here, it's rock roulette! Oh! Coming to me. Oh!
This brings us to Shammi Vlogs. A strong anchor personality that is the undisputed leader will always create an environment for expression and hilarity. When the boss is happy, we all get paid, and that's what Shammi Vlogs is best at, turning their amusing interactions into cash. Shammi Vlogs is a professional team of media buyers and creative input professionals behind the scenes running a multi-million-dollar business. Shammi Vlogs has a videographer, designated account executives that work the business side of the enterprise, generating leads and sales for online advertising slots on their off-YouTube web property Shammi Uncut. Shammi Uncut is a clever lead generation and branding instrument that they use to build up a core audience over time. The Shammi Uncut website features video that is uncensored. It is content that could never be shown on YouTube due to the unedited nature of the content. If you like Shammi Vlogs on YouTube, then more than likely you will be delighted with the uncensored content on ShammiUncut.com. Shammi Vlogs uses a simple device for arranging their content in tight bites of under 10 minutes, usually, although the overseas trips become serial episodes and go much longer, like for example the trip to Europe where Shammi, Austin, and friends wind up in Ibiza, or the 4-episode trip to Las Vegas. Shammi is considered a prankster by the press, and he has an impressive litany of news articles specifying his antics in Australia and as far away as The Guardian in the UK, but one can see he is so obviously a businessman first and foremost, with a whole sack of larrikin he carries around proudly. He does the Aussie stereotype proud. As a man with an Indian background, Shammi was born and raised in Queensland, Australia, and it shows. As one of 4 brothers, his younger brother, Jaden Prasad, lives along in the large mansion content house with Shammi, while the other brother, Jashan, is the videographer, while the 4th pops in for cameos on a semi-regular basis. It must be said, Shammi is a prankster, and the hilarity never stops, but they spend a lot of time making decisions with a quick game of rock-off, followed by some executed dare or other by the roasted losing party. This combined with constantly devising ingenious, silly but really quite amusing games and challenges a group of guys hanging around would definitely find of interest. These games are not complicated, but coming up with new ideas must certainly be a challenge. But if it's for the vlog, it's for the vlog, and it is this philosophy that one can learn from. My many hours of research into this channel, which I had surprisingly never even heard of until last week, when I spotted some crazy lunatics doing pie face by a gorgeous pool setting and heard the Aussie accents on my TikTok, which piqued my interest. Ever since that night, I have been devouring their content daily as a point of necessity. It's when I think I've had enough of the channel for a while, I begin to consider other things than Shammi, as if to read my mind from inside the YouTube, says to the camera, and it just clicks. It dawns on me that this guy is a teacher. The moments of insight are rare indeed, and they certainly are welcome, but one comes away with a sense that there's something happening here, something big, and Shammi is gradually letting you in on it as a viewer. As an example, there was one episode when they were homeless for a few days before they moved into the new mansion. Shammi and a few of the team all went to Austin's parents' house, and before dinner they were shooting some hoops, and Shammi said, "You just have to envisage yourself," and just slammed the ball from 30 meters away, dunking it straight into the basket.
You know, in this life, you can be anyone you want to be. It's all what you vision yourself being. If you vision yourself to be an NBA player, you can be an NBA player. Watch this. Yeah!
That, to me, was impressive, and just another teaching instance by Shammi. In a way, he teaches very sparingly, so sparingly that you don't even notice. But the idea is ingrained in my mind now. Shammi Vlogs has a large following. I understand they have multiple channels, but I assume he must have over 700K subs, and therefore, that group of professionals make a very decent living. Shammi's net worth, according to the internet, which one just takes on face value, is a couple of $1 million. He owns the new content house in Brisbane, which sits on several acres. They have a pool, party rooms, tennis courts, and even a few ponies and a chicken named Colonel. Recently, the boss picked himself up a brand new canary yellow McLaren supercar that sounds like a Formula One speedhound. In one of their most recent episodes, they managed to light a cigarette on camera from the fire-spitting exhaust of the McLaren.
We're gonna try light a cigarette using the McLaren.
Come on, boys. Come on, do it.
Let's make this happen.
Which is quite possibly a world first and a Guinness record. The secret to running a content house can be discovered in the hours and hours of content generated by Shammi Vlogs. The way Shammi carries himself translates directly into laser-focused entertainment. In a sentence, I would say the secret to this channel's remarkably good content lies in Shammi's ability to rally support for the vlog. When you have an audience, there are many people who would happily join your effort to access your platform. But surprisingly, very few will prove themselves and go beyond their comfort zone to keep their place. On Shammi Vlogs, all the characters on the channel constantly demonstrate their willingness to go beyond expectations, and it's not out of self-interest. But it seems to me it is more out of loyalty to the boys and to Shammi himself. Shammi Prasad has figured out how to make being a ringleader pay big, and we wish him the most prosperous of years ahead to come. This is featured. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about this fast-growing YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.